I'm just going to resend the link, I think, to. Okay. So.
Did Linda say she was attending?
Yes. Yeah, as far as I know, she should be attending. I know she's had some trouble with Zoom as well, just from her. Okay, so I apologize. I know technology is definitely good when it works, and it works most of the time. So, well, I welcome everyone. Thank you for attending the CIPAC meeting. I know there hasn't been one since the summertime, so it's nice that we can get one more meeting in before the end of the year. We were very fortunate to have 2 different applications this round. One kind of last minute, but we wanted to make sure that we got it in, even though it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but it's a great project. With that, I'd like to just ask everyone to bear with me a little bit. I'm a little bit rusty with everything still, but I would like to, I guess, call the meeting to order and ask our committee chair, Sam, to go ahead and approve the agenda.
Yeah, so I'll just looking for the amended agenda. There we are. Hello. Let me get back to Zoom here. Where are we? So for the agenda, the first thing on the agenda is the individual applications. Wait, we need an approval of the agenda, Sean?
Yes, yeah, I need a moved and seconded by, please.
I'll move
By
to.
Lyle, second by Trevor. All in favor?
Yep.
Carried. Individual application. So we'll start with the Martintown Mill, or do we want to wait till we have Joanne on, I guess?
Well, she said to go ahead. So
Okay.
until she's just having some trouble logging in as well.
Okay.
I'm hoping that she can get on shortly.
I seen.
Yeah, we have quorum, so we might as well go ahead. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, no, I agree at this point. If Miss Haley's okay with it, we might as well move on. So we'll start with the Martintown Mill. Shauna, did you want to introduce it or go through it? I guess.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be a pleasure to. Okay, so our first application this evening is the Martintown Mill. It was submitted by the Martintown Volunteer Society by John Smith. Their volunteer group who runs the mill does an excellent job, and they're always interested in improving the facility and creating new events and getting the community involved. So I think it's a great project. The scope of the project actually entails outdoor lighting. So some of you, hopefully all of you, are familiar with the Martintown Mill. It's right at a very visible location in Martintown. So it kind of, right as soon as you get across the bridge, you can see it. You can see it from the riverside. You can see it coming off County Road, I believe it's 20, as well as coming from the east and coming from the west. So you get a lot of different sides. It has a lot of visibility. And because they have seasonal activities, and not just in the summertime, but they're actually throughout the whole entire year, this application is requesting to support some of their lighting costs to light up the entire building for evening events. So that's
okay. Sorry, did you have more to add to that, Shauna?
No, just that it falls under the building improvement category, and it has a maximum of $7,500 that is able to grant towards it. Their actual application, it's just over 3,000, or just at 3,000 exactly, actually. So their request would be $1,500.
Okay, so my only concern on this at this point, and I think Lyle can correct me if I'm wrong or anyone else, but when we made the review and the changes to the CIP plan, did we not make it so that if we were to do a secondary facade, it had to be on, it had to fall under a corner lot, correct? It didn't matter if it was just visible from the road anymore. So I think that's how we got away with Jack's Pub. I believe they
Yeah.
fell into that.
From what I understand from my conversation with Joanne is that there is a new clause in the CIP that kind of helps out with the different angles of the buildings. But because this project is not necessarily a facade enhancement, it's a building improvement enhancement because it's lighting up the whole building. So instead of like sliding, say, for example, on the side, it's kind of an entire building enhancement. That's kind of how I was taking it.
Okay.
If I could speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would argue that this is kind of a corner lot because it is at the end of an intersection. So I have no issue approving this application. I think that I mean, for various reasons, I don't know that specific wording in that clause, but I think that this save for that, maybe that one line, this falls right into what this program is to do. I personally lived in Martintown years ago, and this group, as Miss Baggs says, does stuff year round, except for in the cold of the winter, the door usually freezes shut, so you can't actually get in at a certain time of year. But Halloween, the Strawberry Social, and everything else, I think it'll enhance the building quite well.
Excellent. Anyone else? Trevor?
Yeah, just to comment on that. I mean, it's so important to have the lighting just for visibility as well. I agree. Like it's highly visible from both major county roads. And now are they planning on keeping these lights on all night? Because I guess it comes into like visibility, but also safety, right? If they can light up the building at night, it also adds that safety factor as well, right? So I would have no problem agreeing to, and LED is always good for efficiency, right? So that's another bonus on this project. So I would definitely be in favor of moving forward with this one.
Good. I'll just say I agree. I just wanted to be sure we weren't going against what our bylaw or what we just changed. Shauna, can you? I know it kind of runs down when I'm looking through the application here that says multiple levels of lighting. How do you kind of understand it? Like, are they planning, is that gable, like they plan to light up the gable end, then halfway down, and then lighting to cover the yard? Or
It's kind of from what I understand, just from my few conversations with John, is that it's right underneath the gables. So it'll kind of be almost like a flood. So the whole entire wall would be lit on all three sides. I think they might even be doing the back, but for this application, it's just so it should look really great. And
I think that will look really nice.
yeah.
so
I'm
it
not
should
sure
illuminate the side and part of the ground up front.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm not sure to back to Trevor's question, I'm not sure if they are going to be leaving them on all night, but I can definitely follow up with John and ask him and get back to the committee for sure.
Yeah.
So, any more questions? Barbara, did you have anything?
Yes, I do have a question. I'm just wondering about these estimates are so wildly apart. Are we comparing apples with apples here? I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to take the lowest one, but since one is 5 times higher than the other, I'm just curious.
And Shauna, I'm guessing it's probably Elco's looking at this as an evening job. They'll probably do it at night, seeing as they're in Martintown already. I don't know Bergeron Electric personally, but I don't know. Maybe it's 2 different scopes of work, maybe different quality of lighting. So, but I would say I know the reputation Elco has precedes them, so I don't think there would be any issue that way.
They're both reputable companies, and my thoughts are, Mr. Chair, is that Elco is new to the Martintown community, and I feel like there's probably a donation going along with price. That's just my thoughts.
I would agree. That was my thought as well when I saw the spread, because I know those lights are expensive, and I'm guessing they're probably, it's kind of a give back to the community, seeing as they're new and whatnot.
If I could comment on that, just I did have a conversation with Mr. Smith, and I just asked him, like, why are they so different? Because they are usually apart, and he said that even himself, like he's always surprised at the different costs, but it's basically the same work. It's just one company came in much higher than the other one. He says that even on all the different work that they've done over the years, it seems that there's always seems to be some kind of gap for some reason in his experience. So same thing with this one.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So if I'm looking, Ron, are you able to chime in? I'm just wondering if you have a question. I know you told me you had some trouble with your internet tonight.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions. Once again, I thought the price quotes were kind of so far apart. It just led me to believe that one just didn't want to do the job, and they just right. So that was my only comment.
Perfect. Okay, in that case, I'll take move to approve, or
Yeah.
Lyle, move to approve as presented, second by Trevor. All in favor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, may I just make a quick comment if possible? I was wondering if staff would be able to clearly communicate with the applicants that council is in the process of changing the this program subject to provincial approval, and we are wanting to push the agenda of accessibility, and to let them know that we've increased our maximum limit to, I think it's 10,000. So if staff could just communicate that to these guys and any future applicants, especially in a business setting, because my thoughts, that's council's wish to impress that we want to keep up with the legislation that's coming down the pipeline.
Mhm.
Very good comment.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, I think that's awesome that the committee has put that forward, and that it's something going through council. I think it's definitely needed, and you're absolutely right that this is how things are going. So
Yeah.
a little bit of extra definitely helps.
Yep.
Just I am expecting in the new year, just the application wasn't able to get the quotes on time, but for accessibility, another location in Martintown has expressed interest in applying for the
Perfect.
CIP for an entranceway to make it more accessible.
Good.
Good. So with that being said, we'll move to the next one on, which is the Trading Post Studio in Lancaster, building improvement.
Good evening, Miss Haley.
Oh, Miss Haley is on.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I don't think she can hear us though.
No, audio's connecting.
She might need to be let in there, Shauna, just check.
I think she's in. Let me just check up here.
Yeah, I think she's in. There you go.
Hi, Joanne.
David, I'm sorry, guys.
Must be North Stormont.
Yeah, rural
No,
internet.
because the Zoom account was in my name, it was expecting me to go back and I think re-register. So I had to figure out a way to get in the back way. So I apologize for that. I figured it out.
There you go.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No problem. We're about to start the Trading Post building improvement. Shauna, did you want to introduce that application?
Sure. So our next application is through Trading Post Studio. They are a fairly new business, about a year old, and they are located on the Main Street, Military Road in Lancaster. They've already taken advantage of some of the CIP program and have done a fantastic job in improving a portion of their facade. Now they're just going to the next stage in their facade improvement for the upper level. So the application is requesting support to replace 2 windows and a door. There's nothing currently wrong with the windows right now. There's nothing wrong with the door. The door is actually only a couple years old, but she would like to change them out so that they represent more of the look and feel of the building, like more of a heritage look. So you can kind of see my windows behind me. That's with the crosses in them. That's what she's going to be replacing them with. So they have those. I just learned a new word today. I think it's mullins, and that's what they're actually called. But just the crosses in the window, that's what she's going to be replacing them with. And then a thicker kind of molding around. She won't be changing the actual dimension of the windows, so it doesn't trigger a building permit at all. I've double checked with our building department, and that's okay. Same thing with the door. So the door itself is she can use it. There's nothing wrong with the door. She just wants to upgrade the door to make it look more heritage-like, so from the road. Her future plans also include to kind of redo the balcony to make it more similar to the one beside. If any of you are familiar with it, the building beside has like a railing and posts, and it's more like a traditional balcony instead of something that's covered. So that's her long-term plan, but for now, this is the next step in her facade enhancement. So she's actually requesting, her request is just over $3,500 or so, and I believe it comes to $1,779 and some change, which is 50% of the building improvement program, which allows for up to $7,500.
I'll turn it to the floor if there's any questions. Looking at the windows, it's not an end of life replacement by the looks of it. As she said, the doors and the windows are fine. They're looking for something more aesthetically pleasing. Is everyone comfortable with that as far as that goes? I'm seeing Lyle, Trevor, I think I saw a nod.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, that picture is a lot different than what it looks like now too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you could definitely see with the new windows, it would make a difference. It's yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Like it's hard to vision, but building's totally different now. They've done an excellent job.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I think it fits within the category. They're not replacing the windows because they need to be replaced, because they want to enhance the aesthetic. And I was in that store not that long ago, and I mean the door was functioning perfectly fine. So I think it falls within what they want to achieve, what we want to achieve, I should say.
It's just so we're clear, Lyle, it's the door upstairs in that patio, in the picture?
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was the main door. My apologies.
Nope, no problem. I just wanted to be sure that.
Okay.
That was the
I
only
know
one.
I was never upstairs, so I can't comment on that.
That was the only one I questioned, just seeing as you couldn't really see it very well, but I mean, it's up to the committee. The window is absolutely no issue, I don't think.
I don't have any problem with it.
I can see if I got a text message. Are there any other questions? I noticed Ron fell off, so I'll check with him and make sure. Oh, Joe, I ended up texting you.
Got it. All good.
I'm fine with approving as presented.
That being said, approved as presented, moved by Trevor, second by Lyle. All those in favor? Carried. I know Ron said he'd vote in favor, so we're good there.
Right.
All right, and I'll go back to that. Prepare staff. So the next steps will be prepared to, these will go back to staff. They'll prepare them to report to council. We'll inform the applicants of the decision after that. And then the 2020 summary, what's that? Will we be getting a summary of all we've done this year, or would that be presented to council? Shauna?
Yes. I was able to go over the applications with Joanne and touch base with Lachlan earlier today, just to see where we're at for spending wise and how many applications have come in. So I'll put something together just to kind of make it more formal, but so far this year, there's about $11,000 spent on our CIP, on the township CIP. Overall CIP, including the regional incentive, is just over $33,000. So with these two applications, pending approval from council, then we're looking at close to $15,000 in spending for this year, which is pretty good considering the circumstances where everybody's under.
Yeah,
In a year, that's for sure.
yeah, for sure. For sure. So with that being said, it'll be at the call of the chair for the next meeting as far as if we get more applicants, and moving forward, we're basically as we get applications. So with that, I'll ask for a mover to adjourn.
Just have a quick question of Miss Haley. Where are we in the process of updating it? Has the province approved the changes that we wanted to make?
Yeah, good question. So before I actually brought the final version to council for approval, I had comments from the province. The province doesn't actually make any decisions on the app or on the actual plan, but we're obligated to consult with them. They provided us some feedback. They had minimal feedback. Wow, things like considering including funding for social housing. Well, that's difficult for South Glengarry because we're not that type of municipality. They also had other feedback in terms of possibly expanding our loan aspect as opposed to just grant, where our council wanted to focus more on grants. Loans becomes a little bit more of a logistic. You have to register them on title, a little more chasing. So I think because it was our second go around, they really had minimal comments, which didn't delay the process. Council approved the document in September. It was subject to a 20-day appeal period. That's been completed, and Shauna had the final version uploaded to our website, which is available to the public. So that now is available. Yeah, that shows all these.
Okay, good. It's been approved. Awesome.
Yeah, and the increase of the accessibility is now available to the public through the program. Our next step, I think, is to kind of improve our application and our guide, just to make it make sure it's clear.
Yeah, hopefully maybe we can even do like if staff has the resources and the time to promote the increase in the accessibility and do that, promote from that angle, and then hopefully trickle down effect. Other people will kind of get interested in it, and hopefully we can give away the full budgeted amount this year coming up.
Actually, Shauna, maybe you could explain to them what you've included in your newsletters, because you've done some of that already.
Yeah, well, hopefully all of you are on our newsletter list, and if you're not, please let me know and I'll make sure that I include your name for the next one. But yes, we've been including the continuous intake for CIP, and also do have I included the increase for accessibility funding. I can definitely do more of a highlight on that portion for the next maybe 2 or 3 different newsletters to try to get more applications in the new year and start processing them that way. Yeah.
Is there any intentions of doing Facebook ads or anything like that? I noticed the county's had a pretty strong presence lately for various things, not just CIP, but just wondered if that's something that you're considering.
Oh yeah, there's definitely all different kinds of ways that we can promote, and social media is an excellent tool, and that's one of the easiest ways to get the word out there. So yes, definitely.
Cool.
I'd also just like to mention, just like Joanne was saying, that there's changes, and we've got the new the new CIP, the one that was just approved now on the website. There's also the ability to have applications online. So there's forms that we can now create online and have the application done right online, which makes it easier for the applicant because they don't have to scan or anything like that. They can attach pictures directly from the website, and also everything comes in one simple form, so it's easier for us to gather the information as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge weight lifted off of staffing for these applications. So that's awesome.
Perfect. With that, I'll get a mover to adjourn. And
actually, Sam, there's one more thing I'd like to bring up. I don't know if you guys talked about it. You may recall emails that I was sending to the committee in regards to an application, and I thank the committee for being so responsive. That was the application that was received that we weren't sure if it really met the eligibility or the intent of the program. And if you don't mind, I would like to read to you a thank you. I'm just going to move this for a second.
Is that in regards to the driveway across from
Yes.
Tim Hortons? Okay.
Yes. So I just wanted to let the committee know that I did receive a thank you email from the applicant saying, thank you, Joanne. I understand and I hope the cost to have it redone next spring will not have increased significantly from the quote. I'm grateful the committee considered our application and please thank them on our behalf. Have a wonderful afternoon. So I just thought I'd pass that along. I mean, it's not always the news that people want to hear, but it's just nice to work with people who really are appreciative of the program. And she was very understanding.
That's good.
So thank you for the committee for responding to that. Just saves time.
Perfect. And with that, we'll give it a third go. Motion to adjourn, Trevor?
Sorry.
No problem. I have no. All right, well, thanks, everybody, and at the call of the chair, we'll see you all again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.
Have
Have
a
a
good
Merry
night.
Christmas if I don't see you.
Christmas. Yeah.
Barbara, if I don't see you, have a
Bye,
Merry
Barb.
Oh,
Christmas.
don't forget the holiday shopping event tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.